Hi, it's Ariel Schwartz here. I want to pop on and share a moment of gratitude to all of you who shared your comments yesterday in the excitement of the anticipation of the award ceremony and then the winning of the gold medal for the Post-Traumatic Growth Guidebook with the Independent Book Publishers Association. So to win this Ben Franklin Award just felt like such a huge moment of expansion and recognition and something to celebrate. So thank you for celebrating with me. In one of your comments, you shared with me how much you appreciated the readings that I had done from this book throughout this pandemic year. And I realized it's been a while since I've done one. So I wanted to come on and, in gratitude to you, share a short reading. I also, before I do that, want to share with you something really cool that I received in the mail today. So this is the German edition of the Post-Traumatic Growth Guidebook. Look at that beautiful cover. The dancer, so gorgeous. And I did not even get a say in the cover, but I'm really happy with it. And it's so beautiful and it made me so happy to receive. So for my German speaking folks and therapists, this is a resource for your community. The core model shared in here are what I call the 6 R's of neuropsychotherapy. And the first of these is relating, this recognition that the brain changes through relationship, within relationship, that we're wired for connection, and that positive, loving, attuned connections help us grow in a positive direction. The second R of neuropsychotherapy is resourcing, that when we have sufficient support, we're able to access our internal and intrinsic drive towards health, and that reliance or that taking the time to build those resources is going to help to optimize our growth. The third R is repatterning, that we can work with the body and how trauma is stuck in the body. It can be these thwarted instincts. It can be this feeling of the way that I couldn't move or that I got frozen. And so we can work with freeing up the body. The next R is reprocessing. So working with where cognitively we can get stuck. Our memories can serve this way of trying to predict the future based on the past. But when the past is still linked in feelings of incompleteness, we're taking those negative experiences from the past and trying to make sense of the future. And that's actually not really relevant. So we need to find ways to unhook that and see new possibilities, which takes us into reflecting, meaning making. How are we really reflecting on what's happened to us and who we are and our values and our strengths, and how does that guide us to create the future that we want? And the last R is resilience, so that we can really build into that capacity for more flexible nervous system, more flexible body, more flexible mind, and that we can adapt more successfully to the inevitable stresses of life. So the section that I want to read to you is about coherence. And this is really about how we are working with that reflective stage of the R's of neuropsychotherapy and how we're making sense of complex experiences of our lives, both the unwanted, challenging, difficult events, but also the positive, nourishing events. And how do we take all of that and weave that into one cohesive sense of self, a whole self? So I'll offer this. Coherence helps you to hold dichotomies, polarities, and contradictions. You have the wisdom to know that all relationships will have their challenges, that moments of pain are an inevitable part of life, and that opening your heart involves the risk of pain. You recognize that life can have excruciatingly painful moments and still be magnificently beautiful. You learn to admit your flaws and appreciate your strengths. You develop the ability to accept that you can simultaneously love someone and be hurt. You can both respect and be angry at the same person. You can learn to tolerate healthy conflicts within your relationships with others. Rather than needing to make yourself or another person wrong, you become increasingly capable of handling conflicts with a sense of control and composure. As a result, you walk through the world with an effortless grace that emanates from within. One way to build coherence is to organize your life story in a way that helps you make sense of your past. Journaling and psychotherapy each provide opportunities for you to develop this narrative. Over time, you can take the many threads of your life experiences and weave them into a single fabric. You weave in your strengths and your struggles. You begin to notice patterns and themes. And most importantly, you recognize yourself as the weaver, right? This is such a beautiful piece right here because we can feel so taken back by our life experiences, that which was outside of our control. And then we can feel that loss of self-efficacy, that loss of agency. Life is just keep coming at me. So when we recognize that we have some way of shaping our life, of designing it, that we are the weaver in how we're making meaning about what's happened to us and what's occurred in our lives. And this is just a huge change point in how we proceed. You can learn that you can continue to integrate new threads at any time, for you are an active participant in the ongoing creation of your life story. Over time, the fabric that you create out of your life experiences begins to feel increasingly integrated and whole. Now your life story can help you identify new possibilities for your future. You might even discover that your fabric is inextricably woven into the fabric of all life. This is coherence. So I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll connect again soon.